What's going on, y'all? So listen. Let me tell y'all something before y'all get started. Listen, this been a bad day. Well, not necessarily a bad day. Last night, when I was watching the Image Awards, I don't know what happened. And if you was up there watching and seeing my tweets, I tweeted that it felt like I had an eyelash in my eye, whatever. So this whole time, for like an hour or so, I was up there trying to get the shit out. So I'm irritating my eye with trying to get whatever's there out. Then come to find out there was nothing actually there, and it was just like some grit or some shit. I don't know what was going on, and my eye just became inflamed a little bit. As you can see, it's a little bit red, and that's only because I just woke up. Okay. And I was putting some drops in, so it got red. That's what it is. It'll clear up in a minute. So don't be alarmed. It's not pink eye. I have extreme, extreme, extreme dry eyes, and it's been hot as hell up in here. No air up in here. And then when I go to work, it's no air in there like that either. The heat is on full blast and we don't have no control over the heat. So it's dry everywhere I go with the weather that's going on out there. So that's why my eyes fucked up. It was swollen this morning. I could barely get to sleep last night. I went to bed, okay, at a decent hour, and I couldn't get to sleep last night because my shit was hurting so bad. Um, and I was, just uncomfortable. So when it got some drops, it's making it a whole lot better because this shit looked worse last night. You know what I'm saying? But everything is okay. Don't be alarmed. I know I just look off. Bitch, I was tired as hell, so I came home and I went to sleep. I literally just went to sleep and didn't fix nothing to eat for dinner. I said, girl, it's like 6 o'clock. You got 2 hours to go to sleep. Halves and a half not comes on at 8. Okay? Bitch, when I finally woke up, it was 8:47. I said, girl, you done slept through halves and a half nights. That means you're going to be off kilter when you see the pains. And then I got to look at black lighting. It's a lie. So I apologize to you guys for this being late and for my appearance. But, I just didn't want to not give y'all a video because there's really nothing wrong with my eye. It's not hurting me. It's just red. And I just put some drops in, dry eye, bitch. I always have eye problems, sensitive light and all that shit. But enough about that. I hope that explains it. Don't be alarmed. Oh, bitch, what the fuck is going on? You got something living up in that shit. No, I don't. It's not the pink eye. It's none of that shit. It is what it is. But let's get into this review because you can't get it through the screen, okay? Unless you gonna put some dust in your shit. The halves and a half knots. I probably won't be on here long because this episode, it was okay. It was okay. They came back with a bang last week and then they slowed down the pace just a little bit to give us some time to catch up. And that's typical and that's what they do, and I'm all right with it because I didn't need so much action packed. I needed something to be all right. So we start off with what we left off last week, and that was with Melissa and Veronica up in that goddamn car. Okay, Veronica is sitting there like, "Oh my God, help me, help me." Melissa like, "Bitch, please, I ain't finna help your ass for shit. Look at you trying to call somebody for help. My daddy died." And you ain't say a goddamn thing, all right? It was like, you know what? I can't wait till your ass burn up and die up in this shit, so Jeffrey can be dancing on your grave because he probably the only other person that hates you more than I hate your ass. I said, all right, Melissa. Melissa is not playing. She kept on begging for help and help. Oh, please, please. Girl, Melissa just sat there. Now it just so happened that Benny and Mitch was rolling past and they see the car wreck and they get out. Oh my God, we gotta help these people. Now at first I was like, y'all couldn't tell that was Veronica. At least you, Benny, you know how she sound in all moments, okay? So he was trying to help her. Miss. It was like, Benny, Veronica, girl, what the fuck happened? So they get her out. At first, Melissa was like, I ain't finna help that bitch, and don't help that bitch either. So the cops come and they take her in, and, she all up to the cops. We got into a car accident. I wasn't finna help that hoe. I wasn't finna help her ass. Benny was like, look, girl, I understand you got some issues going on with Veronica, because who doesn't? But don't say that shit because you ain't trying to get your ass locked up too. Okay, so he was like, all right, whatever. He spotted a little bit of blood on her or something. She was like, it ain't mine, it's Veronica. It was like, I think you still need to go get checked out. She don't want to go back to the hospital for the simple fact that she just got out the hospital. And he was like, look, girl, take your ass to the hospital. The paramedics came over and was like, it's procedure. You gotta go. And at the same time, Veronica is in that goddamn ambulance calling for Benny. Miss Harrington is calling for you. He was like, what? What? So he go over there, and she looking like, oh my God, Benny, 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 hold my hand, Benny. Mitch looking like, girl, go ahead and get him. Go ahead, Benny. Do what you got to do. She was like, can you come to the hospital with me? I have no one. I said, oh, so now we begging people that you fucked over to do stuff for you. See, it don't pay being a bitch like that. All right, so Benny goes to the hospital. Meanwhile, back at Hannah's place, she gets I'm just gonna do them two together. She gets she's over there singing, whatever. She clean up in the kitchen, and she gets somebody knocking at the door, ringing the doorbell, and it's this fine looking dude for her. I said, Hannah had at least 3 men's. Okay, this probably like the third or fourth men's that came to her door that was trying to knock that thing down, and she wouldn't let, And so I was like, let Hannah really get some. I think she got some from Michael. But let her get some. She needs some grease sacks, you know what I'm saying? He looked like he attentive enough. His name is Derek. He came through. He let her look at the sink. And he was like, oh, okay, that was you up in here singing. She was like, wait a minute, you heard me singing? He was like, yeah, I built this house and all this stuff. But if you heard me singing, you must have put in some thin walls. I said, oh. Your walls thin too, huh? Let me stop. Nope, it's not going to do that. So he was talking to her about, this your house and all this stuff. How long has the sink been leaking? Look, bitch, I just got up in this place. I don't know. I really don't. And I was like, oh, so you renting this, or you buying this house from the Criers? I was like, no. She just let me stay here until I found me a place to stay. Oh, so you should see the other places that I built and I worked on, but they on the other side of town. She was like, girl, I grew up over there. Okay, I'm from Detroit. At least my Zeddy is. You know what I'm saying? I've been over there for like 35 years or whatever. He was like, oh, okay, that's more your speed. You should link up with us, and we go down there and check it out. And I was like, all right, whatever. So they just having a little casual conversation. Derek put his little sexy voice on. I noticed that. I said, oh, Derek like what he see. Okay, he like what he see. And I said, it's understandable. Hannah ain't a bad looking woman. She's just very downtrodden, okay? And she gets a phone call, and it's the morgue saying that, there was something in Quincy Jr.'s pocket. And I said, wait a minute, they haven't had the funeral yet? I thought he was buried. Nope, that all happened in the same day. I forgot. They was arguing at the funeral home about where he was going to go. So they haven't had a chat. But, there was something in his pocket. She should come down there to get it. And she was like, okay. She gets off the phone. Derek was like, is everything all right? And next thing you know, she started going into the whole motion about her grandson being murdered and all this. And, at first, I was like, you comfortable enough to say that? I wouldn't be comfortable to say that. I don't want strangers to feel grief for me and all this shit. So I'm going to just keep my P's and Q's, keep it quiet, keep it on mute. But people deal with grief any different ways. And this is how she was dealing with it. And it was just like, it just slipped out. Like she just needed to say it. And it was like she was in mid-thought as if she was talking to herself because she snapped out of it. And she was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. You don't need to be hearing this. And he was very sympathetic, empathetic to her. I was like, he gonna tap that. She was like, look, bitch, because he said he need to turn the water off. You turn the water off. I'm finna go down to the morgue and take care of this. She go down to the morgue. She get whatever it was that he had, and it looked like some little toys in his pocket and a note. And she opens it up, and the note said, it was like a prayer to God, a letter to God. It said, dear God, can you please help my grandmother do this and do that, and please help my mommy be a better person, so she can be there for us. I was like, oh my God, now if I had feelings today, that shit wouldn't touch me, but it just didn't come through. But that was really cute. Hannah was sitting there trying not to cry. She standing over there. Next thing you know, who come rolling through? Veronica on a little stretcher, and then here come Benny holding her hand like, I said, Benny, Now, I know Veronica is up here playing game stunts and shows and all this shit. She just had a near life death experience for the umpteenth time. And this one really kind of shook the fuck out of her because she see bitches ain't really scared of her right about now. They really gonna kill themselves because Melissa was gonna kill herself if she had to. Okay? Because you realize they got into that car accident not just because Justin was pushing them in the back, but because Melissa veered that shit out to the road, and that's what made them flip. Okay, Melissa was ready to die. All right, she was like, "Bitch, you ain't gonna take me. You ain't gonna fuck with me no more. If I gotta stay on this earth, you ain't gonna stay on this earth. And if I gotta go, we gotta go. We gonna go together. Okay, together." I was like, "All right, So as soon as Hannah saw that, Benny looked up and saw Hannah up in the hospital like, oh shit. And he made sure to let her hand go. I said, yeah, drop that shit. Y'all looking very couple like, okay? And you know the history between Hannah and this bitch Veronica. Okay. And so he was like, Mom. She was like, Benny, the fuck? And then it went off. I said, oh, I can't wait to see how Hannah gonna be in her feelings about that one. Benny, explain yourself. Explain yourself. Look, you could have said no. And see, that's what it is. Benny can't say no. Veronica must got some good stuff. I'm just saying. He was fucking her in the car, doing booty calls and all that shit. He was kind of hooked when they started. He was. Y'all got to go back. But moving on from that, the other storylines of the night, David. Like, David is stupid. David, I don't know if you're in love with this girl or it has to be just lust, being masked by love, and you finally getting attention that you so desire from your own wife that you haven't been getting probably in the past couple of years or so. You know, he didn't let Erica go out, spend the money on the credit cards. He up here setting up beds and shit for them. The house still empty as shit. I said, bitch, you are David fucking Harrington. You mean to tell me you can't make a call to IKEA or whichever furniture store out there and they just get the shit and put it on up in there like that? Y'all got the money, you got the cash. So it was annoying me, but he was doing the manly thing, quote unquote, setting out the bed and shit like that. I said, take your shirt off and do that shit. That's what you're supposed to do. Let's exploit these niggas, all right? That's what you do. Pump your chest, pop, pop, pop. Take your shirt off, do all that shit. Let me look at you, bend over. Okay, get your hammer. Erica came in trying to be a little humble hoe. Okay, she was like, listen. He said, this all you got? I mean, it's nothing. I only spent $400. He was like, bitch, you could have went all out. I said, who? Don't tell me no shit like that. You will never see that card again. But anyway, she was just like, it's all good. It's all good. It's whatever. She was just trying to keep it cute, keep it on mute a little bit, being really demure about it. She go upstairs. Okay. Next thing you know, she come down with her red dress, no shoes. I said, couldn't even sing the Johnny Gill song because you fucked it up. Because Johnny Gill said, put on that red dress and those high heels. You fucked it up. But all right, y'all finna eat on the floor. I said, damn, my knees won't permit me to do no shit like that. But that was cute enough. And David kept on getting a phone call. He got a phone call earlier in the first scene with Erica. He said, bitch, I don't know who it is. Because it was an unknown number. And he was like, unknown numbers don't get answered. If they were important call, because she was like, maybe it's somebody important. If it was important, all the important people are in my phone. Okay, I got their numbers. The numbers would have popped up. I said, you better speak on it, David, because let me tell you something. I don't answer unknown calls, all right? I don't answer unknown call. I know somebody called me unknown and it was an important message, but you know what they did? They left a message. Bitch, if you call me unknown and you don't leave a message, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not going to answer. But after that happened, he goes and they was talking and she gets a phone call. David gets another phone call. Then she gets a phone call because he ignored the phone call. She gets a phone call. It was Candace. She made it seem like it was her sister. David was like, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to finish getting the stuff ready. She was like, okay, you do that. And then, basically Candace was like, bitch, Because she called at first and then she hung up on her. She ended the call. She didn't accept it. And Candace was kind of, she's in her pimp mode. Because y'all know Erica her bottom bitch at this moment in time. Now she got all this shit over her. Like she knew that Erica set her up and all this was going against her with war and all that shit. So now Erica is in her hand. And Erica is scared to do anything that she said not to do, okay? So she gonna be on her beck and call, all right? So she was like, I was in here, I was busy. He was like, oh, he there with you right now? Yeah, we having a good time. All right, don't you fuck this shit up because I need that money from him. Okay, I mean, it is what it is. It was like, let me tell you something. You fuck it up again, you gonna be a dead bitch. Bitch, it's not like that. Come on, you got me. Who the fuck you talking to? Who you think you talking to? You know who the fuck I am? What's my name? My name is fucking Candace, bitch. Okay? I said, Candace, you throwing a lot of threats over the phone. And you had this bitch kind of shook. She told her, let me tell you something. You need to start from the beginning again because, bitch, I need $100,000 from you. I said, that is such a number to pull out your ass like that. She said $100,000, bitch. How me get that? You better figure it out. And how much time do I get? By the time I call you back, okay, well, bitch, when you gonna call me back? When I call you back, you better have it the next time we get on this phone. Click. I said, you know what? That's really not enough to work with, but I guess that means let's get to work. So, okay. David come out there, he dry that plate up of spaghetti. Gonna see how I eat. How I cook and all this shit. I said that plate look dry as fuck. That's how you cook. But all right, they gonna eat it up and all this stuff. And we saw in the preview when they were sitting down finna eat, we see Justin in the window. I said, oh Lord, let's just get to Justin ass. Once again, here he go calling Jeffrey out of the jail cell, putting him in that interrogation room, trying to straddle the fuck out of him. Jeffery is like, you know what? You need to go talk to your wife, okay? You gotta stop doing this. He was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about that hoe. He was like, yes, you should. Your wife is a judge, which means whatever shit happened in that courtroom, that judge probably then told somebody else judged and seen what happened, and it just trickled down like a telephone line, and that can be detrimental to me or whatever. He was like, oh, so you just thinking about you? He was like, no, bitch, I'm thinking about both of us. He was like, I knew you want this vagina. Bitch, come on. He's straddling him or whatever, putting his hands on his waist. He was like, you doing all this because you love me. Jeffrey, love? Bitch, I don't even know you to love you. He was like, so you mean to tell me I'm doing all this shit for shit? Bitch, I didn't ask you to do this, okay? You took it upon yourself. Now, let me tell you something. Did you get in contact with my daddy? All right, get my cell phone, call my dad, and tell him what the fuck is going on. What's the passcode? 6858, bitch. It was like, okay. So that's why he was at David's house, I said, Justin, you got to get a handle on this shit. All right, this is your first piece of ass, and you just fell in love with it. You are a gay man. Moving on from that one, this whole thing with Wyatt. Wyatt is asleep. Him and Anna fucked the last episode. We knew that was gonna happen. Wyatt wakes up in his place, and it's another guy there. I think his name was Lucas or some shit. And, Lucas would have got his ass whooped. If it was me, Lucas would have got his ass whooped. And then Anna would have got her ass whooped too. I don't give a fuck what type of state of mind I'm in. If I'm addicted to something or whatever the fuck. This is my home. If you gonna leave and I give you permission to be here, and if I wake up and you're not there and somebody else there, bitch, you gonna get your ass fucked up because you don't do shit like that. I'm paranoid as shit. I just got into, these bitches just held me hostage, okay, before y'all got here. Tried to take my money and all that shit, and then you gonna make me wake up with a stranger in my house? Girl, I don't give a fuck if I knock that pussy out, okay? Fuck that. Oh, she been compromised and, she called in, so therefore I'm the replacement. Things like this happens. And he was a little bit too coy. I told you, this whole thing with the rehab coming to the house shit, they never sat well with me. I felt like they were scamming. Okay, he's sitting there looking at the papers and shit, and I'm like, I know, is Wyatt credit card number on that paper too? Because it just didn't feel right. Wyatt told him to get the fuck out. But you this, but you that. No, bitch, you work for me, and if I say get out, get out. I don't know you, and I'm done with this. You're fired. Move, okay? So that's what was going on with that. So when that happened, we get into, well, damn, it was a lot of stuff. Candace. Candace go to pay her hotel bill, and she over there trying to pay for another night, and then they kind of find out she's already paid up for the whole month. I was like, you got the next 30 days paid up. Now, Candace had a stack up in her hand to pay for the next night. So I was like, damn, who got all that money? I should have known it was Brandon, a.k.a. Oscar. She's sitting at the bar. He up there trying to pressure her once again. He is pathetic, and he is annoying as hell. You can never be a pimp, okay? Because you cannot get a hoe in line for nothing. Candace won't budge. You getting mad talking about something. Oh, so you not gonna go ahead? Why you don't want to be first lady? Once you get through being first lady, how much money you make? Millions. You got book tours. You got speaking engagement. The fuck Candace look like going on speaking engagements and book tours and all that shit? What's she gonna fucking talk about and write about? How to pimp a nigga and finesse, bitch. It's called finesse season 101. That's what all she knows. Scamming on this bitch, okay? From the hood to the White House. What? What? From escorting to the goddamn White House Lincoln bedroom. What? I'm like, what the fuck she gonna do? Okay, Oscar Stoppage is not selling her. He talking about something. You was such another person. Now you like this, a less of yourself, and you all angry and shit. What's going on? I said her fucking son just died. Okay, that's what the fuck happened. But you probably don't know that shit. That's how much you don't care. All right, and he just called her a little trick. Oh, so you gonna be out here being an old hoe, just tricking off on these old men until one of them probably kill your ass or get your ass arrested. And it was like, you know what? Fuck you. It was like, I got a job to do with my other client or whatever, trying to get some money back. And this was about Quita. This one, Quita's name get mentioned. And, she knew about Quita and all this shit. And she was just over it. And she wanted him to leave. And he wouldn't leave. So she had to get loud to get him to fucking leave, okay? And so speaking of Quita and them, he had fake called the cops and make sure that they had Quita in their custody, and then he had fake called Wyatt to ask about, making it seem as if he from the police station to ask about his money and all that shit, and told him you need to change your passwords and all that, on the whole situation. Fine, whatever. Landon and Charles, because Brandon said that the president still, or the future president, he still likes you and he's still invested, because I got people on the inside and he's still asking for you. Because Candace was like, that bitch that moved on. He was like, no, he hasn't. So we see Charles sitting on the bed trying to get into the iPad, and, Landon had to come in there and fix the shit. Landon, they had this little exchange and it was like baby hair coming on to baby hair. They was just talking to each other, and I don't think Charles picked up on the cues that was being thrown, but Landon want to get with Charles. That's all that I'm getting. It wasn't on no friend type. I know when people trying to be friends and trying to take the homie out and loosen up. I know you're about to be president, but you just need to have a night out. Let's have some drinks or whatever. He was like, "Why you like it up here? Because I like you and I like your job, my job. I come here for work and I come here for pleasure because it's both." I said, those words just didn't fit well with me. And I said, I see what the fuck you doing, Landon. And you know how Landon gets attached. You saw how he got attached to Jeffery. And the fucking president to be, he went on ahead and said, okay, you know what? I'll take those drinks and I'll go out. He was like, yeah, we gonna get some shots. Oh, you trying to go hard. I said, now I guess going hard was okay, because if you would have said, oh, you trying to get lit, I would have been like, nope, let me cut this off. That don't even sound right coming out your mouth. Okay? And so Landon was all happy and giddy for that. Bitch, Landon probably gonna try to take his stuff. Anyway, that was loving him. Has and a half not. Once again, I apologize for it being late. And hopefully this situation will be fine by tomorrow. If not, who gives a fuck? I got eye drops. But, I'll see y'all later. I'm finna go ice it up. And thanks for hanging in there. Peace. One more thing I almost forgot. Jim couldn't get into his hotel room because the key wasn't working, because they was like, bitch, you remember last week David gave him his credit card and he was like, you got the wrong credit card. David Harrington has to come in here and get the hotel. He was like, oh, so you work here, right? I know you in cahoots with my wife or whatever. I had this fucking hotel burned to the ground if you don't give me a goddamn room. He was like, okay, dude, here, get the room, get the new key card. I'm going to just put it under his name and here you go. Broderick go in the back and he talking to some other dude, and come to find out, Broderick is like, you know what? I can't stand that bitch, Jim. We gonna have to escalate this plan, swap that old one out, and we gonna have to make a new one. I'm finna get with Catherine, okay? That bitch knows she needs some young dick, alright, and I'm finna swindle all her money out of her. Come to find out, Broderick and old boy running a prostitution ring up in there. I said, you know what? I should have known. Hotels, hoes, all the same. That was it.